Well, good day to you exiles, it is Snoo. We are setting up for the 4th session, maps 301 to 400 in the Grand 1000 Crimson Temples runs, looking at a cumulative currency X per hour of practically 30x an hour right now after 3 100 map sessions. Pretty good. 30x is my goal after all. Only found 4 apothecaries in 300 maps though, so I think I'm actually pretty unlucky there on that front, but I've made up for it in some other ways, I guess you could say. So let's take a look at the dump tab here. Another very similar picture. I do have a few more exalts in here to cover the cost of sextants, as sextants have become a little bit harder to come by. I actually ended up rolling some of my own and probably kind of made a profit on that. It's kind of hard to quantify that. We're getting towards the end of the league. There's only about 3 weeks left, and so things get a little bit squirrely here at this point in the league. Just kind of got to roll with the punches. Yeah, doing 1,000 maps and trying to get all the materials for that, even with a kind of lower end juicing strategy, can be a little bit troublesome. But I got a lot of live searches set up. I kind of figure it out on the go, constantly keeping myself set up well with the scarabs and trying to keep up with the compasses at the same time. I've started prioritizing kind of just dropping Crimson Temple maps and then rolling them myself a little bit more on account of the 8-mod Corrupted Sextant becoming a lot more rare recently. But I have essentially kind of covered the cost of everything with an increased number of Exalted Orb. Actually, the biggest reason there's more Exalted Orbs in here than before is because the price of Exalted Orbs is dropping. So you kind of have to put more in to cover the cost. The Exalt to Chaos ratio has been 180 Chaos to 1 Exalt for a very, very long time. Now it's dropped down to about 164, I think, currently. I don't really know what it's going to do here in the next week or two. Hopefully I'll be done with all of this in about 2 weeks. But we'll see. Still doing fine on the Sentinels. Self-sustaining them pretty well. Trying to get Sentinel rewards because Recombinators are going up in price. I think they've stabilized pretty well, actually. They're not insanely valuable right now. Who knows what will happen, though, as we get closer to the season. So yeah, that's all there. Ready to go. Take you down to the dump tab. From the dump tab to the Excellence tab here, you'll notice that it is coming out a little bit more expensive on the investment cost than before, primarily because of the Exalted Orbs being worth less chaos overall. 28.11x to start. So that is where we're looking at now. That's about 2 exalts higher than it was before. This has been offset slightly by the market somewhat crashing on scarab costs. Scarabs are going down quite a bit because people just aren't really farming anymore. So they're trying to offload all the scarabs. Scarabs are starting to reflect, polished scarabs reflecting a more standard pricing means they're not worth very much at all. And so that's kind of favorable for me, actually. And it's not like scarabs are really hard. Polished scarabs are still easy to get in bulk. Actually easier than ever now in a certain way. It's only the compasses that are a little bit harder to get, really. So that is the picture there. Of course, I will be timing these runs. I honestly think I can get 6.5 hours. I'm gonna really try. I'm gonna try hard this time. It's gonna require a bit of extra focus, but I think I can pull out 6.5 hours. I'm gonna time these first 50 runs. I plan to run 50 runs right off the bat. Yeah. So there you go. Pretty clear picture. My gear hasn't changed. I don't think at all since I started running this. I did have a fair number of gear changes leading right up to the point where I started this 1000 Crimson Temple runs with some double corruptions and stuff, but no changes since then. I got way more currency in the bank than I did before. I've definitely liquidated a few of these things. I sold the Awakened Empower support, a few Awakened Enhanced supports. They've gone up. There's been an even greater disparity. I'm honestly making something like 4 or 5 exalts per Awakened Exceptional Gem leveling at this point, I'd say. These Awakened Multi-Strikes will definitely level up all the way. I'm going to count them at a rate of 2 exalts per level gem. That's so conservative, it's not even funny. And it took a long time to level those as well. Still going to be counting the Awakened Awaken Enhance, Awaken Empower, Awaken Enlightens at 1x per level gem. I have a couple regular Empower supports in here. Those are just going to be half an X per fully leveled. Sentinel controller there. It's all the same. Nothing has changed throughout this entire time, really. The only thing that's changed is the market fluctuating a little bit here and there. That's it. Apothecary is selling for 39x a piece now. 7 years bad luck keeps going up. So honestly, this strategy probably gets a little bit better over time. One of the few strategies that is just getting a little bit more lucrative as time goes on. Since Mage Bloods are not crashing in price. I mean, they just don't. Basically, everything else does. Not Mage Bloods, though. So, that's how it is. Well, let's get this thing kicked off. Let's see, one map. Decided to put kind of a fun, outrageously high pack size map in here with Beyond. I've never really seen one this high before. This is probably my best map in here, not counting the Conqueror maps. The few in here, 48% pack size with Beyond. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So that's kind of insane. Yes, I do occasionally get 8-mod corrupted Beyond maps. Not all of them are. I mean, very few of them are, actually. I'll go ahead and show you. I type Beyond in here. I mean, there's only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of, like, 50 maps, there's only 8. So, yeah. Not that much. Okay, we're going. Domination, no Alva, Eater of Worlds, exactly the same. Hoping to get, my goal is to get 3 Apothecaries this time. I think I need to play a little bit of catch up with the Apothecaries cards, as a matter of fact. Starting the timer right now, so we're going. They are I need to try and get in and out of this map in, let's say, 3.5 minutes at the most. I mean, you know, every map takes 3.5 minutes. Some maps I can get in about 3 minutes flat. If, for example, I get a major acceleration speed shrine, usually that means I have the opportunity to get in and out of the map in under 3 minutes, which is pretty awesome when that happens. And I get the major acceleration speed shrine, I don't know, like about 50% of the maps I play, honestly. 50% maybe. I definitely hit the wrong altar there. Diamond Shrine already, so doing tons and tons of damage, 100% crit chance. I really kind of like this strat because it allows me to sacrifice prioritizing crit chance on my gear, and I can just kind of rely on the Diamond Shrine playing a big role as I'm doing things. Of course I don't always get that Diamond Shrine, but it's about as common as getting an Acceleration Speed Shrine, so pretty common. Speaking of Acceleration Speed Shrine, it looks like I'm not going to get it this time. So that's a little sad. So we've cleared the map of all the shrines. And altars for the, I mean, mostly. I might spawn an altar like right here. Yep. No good altars on this map at all, really. Deli Mirror is beginning to move. Kind of just focused on opening all the strong boxes at this point. If I had found a Divination card duplicating chance strong box, that would have been really lovely, but that honestly only happens like 1 out of 4 maps, maybe. Not all that common. Gonna have to let the Deli Mirror expire here, I think. The Recombinator base, not really worth anything. It's not going to be counted as anything special. And basically, it's all done now. So we'll see how fast I can get out of this map. This was a map done with extremely high pack size. Beyond was on it. Doesn't really add much to the time, I don't think. But the fact that I did not get a major acceleration speed shrine is contributing to the higher time by far.
I'm not up to that just yet.
It's been exactly 3 minutes. Map here. Pretty good for a warm-up map. I mean, I haven't ran a single map in 24 hours, maybe. Oh no, more than that actually. 36 hours. Woo. And yeah, that's 3.5 exactly.
Hello.
Well, that's not too bad.
Keep your life to yourself.
That's kind of juicy right there. Speed Shrine really helps a lot because it allows me to get a little bit extra out of the deli mirror on the front end of the map that I don't normally. Dragon's Heart. Oh boy. Kind of painful to make for that card to be the first one I get. Dragon Heart is more rare than 7 Years Bad Luck, by the way. Basically confirmed that. I think I'm gonna screw up the Stalker Sentinel again. Oh, never mind. Lovely Harbinger is still here.
My mana is gone.
Oh, wow. I'm still here too. Okay. Look at that. Acceleration Speed Shrine. Something right now. Oh, Darker Half, alright. And some Deli Ropes. There we go. Not too shabby. Oh! 7 Years Bad Luck. Okay. That's cute. Are you getting ready to replace your PC? By chance?
I choose.
Was that really exile? You're taking all of this. I call foul.
I kind of.
Why do I always get... Now, I'm no client.
My mana is gone.
Oh, the Enlightened came out as a lesser value card. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. No longer a red star. Well, that's kind of... It's actually been fluctuating all league long like that. I had just forgotten about it. Oh my god, what am I doing? I have 111 charges on a Stalker Sentinel left. Exalts, well. If you had to pick a number, that'd be the number to pick. Darker half again. Yeah, it was really strange how I never saw that card the first 200 maps. Magus or something. Was it a scepter? Was it a scepter? No. Not the scepter. Oh wow. Come there. Dragon's Heart. Get out of here. Jeez. Well, I'm having a really bad run of the Divination card RNG and basically everything RNG right now. Unless I get a turnaround here, this is going to be a really bad session. But we're only about 1/3 of the way done, so a lot of time left. Maybe things will be okay, and I almost didn't see that. Reopening of the strongbox. This is gonna have like half as many highlights as the other one.
I'm not up to that. My mana is gone.
Well, started off as a red star when I began this 1,000 map session. Now it isn't. Awkward. Red star. Double exalted orb. Wow. I think that was just a actual random drop off the Sentinel reward. Yeah, I have a currency reward as part of the Sentinel. So I did. I literally said, like, I picked the duplication currency reward, and I was like, I probably should pick the other one, which was dropping currency, raw. Well, glad I picked the duplication currency reward. He was driving like 100 miles an hour back there. So he told me, hey, let's go for a ride. And then I drove my car, he drove his car, and my goal was to just keep up with him, basically. It's kind of fun. Oh, whoa. Double exalted orb again. So that's kind of how that started. And then I was like, you know, it's actually a lot easier to drive really fast when you're following somebody than it is just on your own. Because then you just focus on the back end of their vehicle, and you can easily, you know, manage that. Creates a focal point. Oh, which incubators am I using? Whatever ones drop. Basically. A lot of them are filtered off my loot filter. I have Expedition, Currency, Divination, 6 Links, Timeless, Lost, or whatever. Map number 50. I really need Apothecary. God, I have 1 Enlightened, 1 7 years bad luck, and no Apothecary. 50 maps. That is, I think that might be the worst session I've ever had. Ever. Multiple farming sessions off stream and stuff. Oh, well. Interesting. 7 years bad luck drops. Right now. Actually, I may have more than 1 Enlightened because it's not dropping as a red star, so I don't even see it. So it is possible that I am getting that drop, but I don't think so. I think I would notice. Nice start to this map. Oh, well, very nice start to this map. 7 years bad luck coming out. Right off the bat. And it could have duplicated and did not. So it had a 28% chance to duplicate there. Sadly, failed. That would have felt really good if they had. Whoa. What in the world? Kill stuff or what? Too much fat loot on my screen is distracting me. Dragon's Heart. Yeah. Well, you know, some divination cards are dropping, just not the right ones and not at the right time. I get something like 3 maps on average, 3 or 4 maps on average for every map that I run. Like 3 or 4 back. At least 3 on average, I'd say. So running this, so I don't need to run the sextant all the time, and it's nice if I can set up a strategy so that I have a sextant that is easily substitutable. In other words, I'm doing a strategy that doesn't mandate 4 very specific sextants, makes a super good quality of life. So I am doing that right now. 3 of the sextants I'm using I really must use. Actually really only 2 that I absolutely must use, but yeah, it would hurt a lot to drop more than 1. A second Dragon's Heart in the same map? What the hell? Oh my god, that card is like almost the same rarity as Apothecary, man. So tilting. Gotta run around the boss room to trigger all the little delirium puddles, I guess we call them. Okay, so I'm looking for that room, that special room that I'm gonna drop this Pandemonium Sentinel in. It didn't actually spawn over here, so there's at least one of them on the left. I got 15% chance to duplicate Divination cards, and wow, that's crazy. I was in the middle of my speech when a single Apothecary dropped. Damn. Single. It had a 15% chance to duplicate. I'm doing what I can. Similar story to yesterday with the 7 years bad luck that dropped in the very beginning of the map. That's Apothecary dropped on the front of the map off of, I can only presume, off of monsters that spawn from the Delirium Mirror. I mean, it might have been an Eldritch minion. It might have been, because it was kind of front enough. But it probably came from a Deli mob. And you know how amazing that would have been if that... Oh, wow. Oh, my. I thought that actually said Apothecary for a second. Well, we just hit another 7 years bad luck. Well, they're really coming out now. Starting the second half of this session hot. I'd say I'm pretty much on fire right now. Especially after that double Dragon's Heart drop at the same map. Know what I'm saying? Dragon Heart. Ooh. Not every day you see 2 Dragon Hearts drop in the same map. Oh wow, I hit the wrong thing there. Hit the wrong one. I'll be so triggered if a single Apothecary drops here. So the game Headhunter does scale with evasion, which is kind of odd that it was programmed that way. there's an Exalted Orb. I got a lot of duplicating altars going on here. All Divine Orb, yay. Now I'm duplicating cards. A little late for that. The Enlightened. Wow, that is only the second one of those. Absolutely wild how I've only seen one of those up till now. Wow, another Raw Exalt. Could have been duplicated. Both the Enlightened and the Raw Exalt could have been, but neither were. I'm trying to know movement speed. Well, that looks like a good place for a Pandemonium Sentinel. Really kind of bad drops for how much I hit there. Yep, cold converge for the win. That was one of the first things I noticed when I started playing this build for the first time. Or cold conversion tornado shot. After playing Toxic Rain for so long, you know, Toxic Rain, you just get absolutely destroyed by the Strongbox Corpse Explosion every time that you're standing. So I play Toxic Rain or Caustic Arrow, I gotta, you know, get the hell out of there every time I open a Strongbox. But, you know, over time, after not dying to it for such a long time with Tornado Shot, because I was still playing the same way, right? And then I just slowly started, like, you know, pushing my luck closer and closer. Eventually, it just kind of dawned on me, like, I don't even see these strong boxes exploding. Well, what is going on? And I didn't even know why that was for like a really long time. I didn't know why that. I thought the game was like bugging out or something. And then I think I asked in the TFT actually. I asked why is Strongbox not? And they asked my build, and they're like, oh, it's because you're freezing, shattering all the enemies. I was like, what, dude? Awesome.
Your life will leave no trace.
The fuck? I just lost the deli mirror. Well, that's new. That was a very strange placed deli mirror. Somehow just lost it though. And I even ran back in time. Like I ran all the way back to the... That's gonna be some effed up thing to witness on the replay. Oh my god. So weird. So I lose like a third of all monsters on the map when this happens. So it's really, really bad. I'm lucky I even get a good Pandemonium Sentinel hit in here, honestly. Of course, I'm getting really great altars. Rampage killing everything for me. I don't even have to attack.
I'm not up to that.
Wow. All the freedom in the world. No delirium hands, no slows, no nothing. And a dragon heart. Oh, that's great. Great. Oh! Magister's Staff. Another 2x Recombinator base. The guy just bought one of these off me earlier today. 2.2x. I I had 2 for sale though. He didn't buy both of them. Only 1. I was a little disappointed. Maybe he thought it was overpriced. I actually overprice everything. I don't really follow the same rules that all the people who trade say. I basically overprice everything. And then I try to lower the price slowly over time. But like I'll way overprice it at first, and then because it's kind of funny, like a lot of stuff sells. Like if I think to myself, okay, what is this worth? What would this be worth to me if I was, you know, this kind of player? Probably this, and then I'll like place it for twice that much. And then like 10% of the time it will sell at that price anyway.
Greetings.
And I'll be like, what? Okay.
Go
And
with
then, you know,
courage.
90% of the time it doesn't. So I start lowering the price, and then, you know, half the time it will sell for higher than the initial price that I anticipated at the start, like what I thought it might sell for. It's pretty crazy. All right, everyone. It's that time of the session again when we see where the chips have fallen. The results portion of the video. I have a dump tab that is nice and pretty and cleaned out. A lot of maps. That's what dump tab A, dump tab B. Pretty typical picture there. Getting all ready to go with the gambling portion of the video, but hang on tight. That's coming here very soon. Let's take a look at Excellence, see what it has to offer. Get our calculations up and ready to go. Started with 28.11x investment, slightly higher than previously. Clean all this out. And there it is, 170 exalts, 0.82 to start with. However, of course, well, actually, before I do that, we'll dig in here a little bit into the numbers. We got 1 Apothecary. It dropped in a very inconspicuous location in the map. I ended up actually having pretty good RNG on raw Exalted Orbs, I guess. Not 21 like last time, but yeah, not too bad. 4 7 years bad luck. I feel like that's actually decent. Probably average there. Let's see, we got the Enlightens. 5 Dragon Hearts there. I mean, Enlightens was ironically very low RNG on those, but you know, who really cares about that? Did get a Samurai Eye at some point. I mean, not much in the way of the random high value divination cards. Yeah, really just kind of looking for more than 1 Apothecary. What can I say? You know, this is the 3rd out of 4 100 map sessions where I'm only getting 1 Apothecary. I'm definitely feeling like I'm behind on the Apothecaries. I'm expecting at least like 1.5 or shall we say 3 Apothecaries every 200 maps. I'm expecting to see that. That is sort of my guess, not my goal, but like if I had to put like money on it, how many I'd see, probably 15 in 1,000 maps, 15 to 20 honestly. So we are behind that mark for sure right now, but it is all good numbers, good data to have, you know, helpful. So that's the picture there. Let me just kind of see here. Uniques, wow, almost nothing. 3 cold iron points and a 7 league step. Yeah, basically nothing in that respect. I do need to address the Recombinators. So I mentioned last time that they're obviously going up in value, and it is going to affect the final results. I don't think it's going to affect it all that much. You can see here that I'm getting around 100, maybe a little over 100 Recombinators per 100 map session. They're clocking in a third, according to the you know, application here, 36, 30x, or 36 chaos, 30 chaos, 18 chaos. Actually, these things are kind of taming down a bit now, and I'm not sure if it's the price fixers who are just sort of flooding the market, or if that is just kind of the market actually stabilizing. But that's not that far off from the original prices. They were already at around like 25 chaos a piece for like the armor recombinators. I was already selling like armor and jewelry combinators at a rate of like 1 to 7. 1x for 7 recombinators. Or at least like 1 to 9. The weapon recombinators are definitely worth a lot less, and they're still worth less. So I do kind of want to address this because I kind of foresee this being a concern in the future. I don't think this is going to really affect much more than maybe 1 or maybe 2x an hour at the very most from the final tally, which is going to be clearly well over 20x an hour in the very end. Because we're easily sustaining that kind of currency per hour with this. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. That's enough on that. Let's see what kind of extras we're working with. So I, as usual, was leveling a bunch of Awakened Gems. My Awakened Multi-Strike supports did come through. I didn't even get a set of these in the last one. Now I am counting these at 2x a piece because it took extra time to level them. And fortunately, or unfortunately, I guess, as a byproduct of it taking extra time to level, they're worth more. They're worth more, like, if you just kind of, check the price of uncorrupted level 1 versus uncorrupted level 5, and especially if you check, like, corrupted level 5 versus, like, corrupted level 6, you can see pretty quickly that the odds are really nice. It's actually a ton of currency to be made if you consider gambling average results included. So I'm excited to start gambling these Awakened Multi-Strikes. Next time around, I'm going to have Awakened Greater Multiple Projectile Support. So I'm just kind of playing with basically the 2 most expensive Awakened gems because I'm floating a bunch of currency now, and I don't have a whole lot to use it on, so might as well. At one point, I did have an issue sustaining Awakened Enhanced supports, so I actually dropped down, and I had a couple of these back anyway. The Empower supports, I'm only counting at half an X a piece because, yeah, they're not really worth the full X a piece. But okay, so basically, the Empower supports half an X a piece. Awakened Multi-Strike supports 2x a piece, and then all the other Awakened Exceptional Gems 1x a piece. So we got 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So that's 17x additional, so remember that number. The only other place that I pull extra currency from that is not being detected on Excellence is the Recombinator bases, which is like hotter than ever for some reason. It slowed down for a split second when people were kind of thinking about what do we want to do with all these Recombinators. We want to take them to standard, or we want to keep like farming them and playing with them. Yeah, people have turned around. They're starting to buy these a lot again. I was extra strict on the filter. You can see here there's really just Magister's staffs, Magister's scepters, Judgment staffs, and other physical staffs that have like tier 1 Fizz rolls. And 1 Flaring Imbued Wand, which is still that one good, and a Dictator Spine Bow, which is huge for bows. So, yeah, this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's a nice round number of 30 between the 17x added for the gems and 13x added for the Recombinator bases to be recombinated. That's a total of 30 on top of what you see here. 170.8. So that's 200.82x in maximum amount. We take that number minus 28.1. It comes out to almost exactly the starting amount. And other big news. So 6.5 hours. I did it. Finally did it. I really pushed this time. I noticed that I think because of the timing of the league and the gauntlet, this time very specifically right now, or at least during the gauntlet, does seem to be the greatest lull in content viewership for me, or probably for most people making content, because I'm not making content about gauntlet. And a lot of people are done playing the league, but if they're not done playing the league, they're playing Gauntlet. So for me, just kind of playing the regular league. I had fewer viewers than ever on the live stream for this 100 map session. Really didn't have hardly any communication whatsoever, which meant on the plus side, I was able to focus a lot more and actually, you know, grind out that the difference between 6 hours and 45 minutes, 6 hours and 30 minutes. I know it's kind of a small thing, but it is meta, something I do care about in terms of trying to be as efficient as I can. And it wasn't actually that difficult. I will say trying to go from 6.5 to 6.15, probably not going to happen. I would have to legit change the way I'm farming a little bit to do that. But yeah, we're going to take this. I timed it on both sides. I did 50 runs, and I hit that mark, and then I did 50 runs on the back side, hit that mark again. So there it is. This is in 6.5 hours, not 6:45, and you can see that it's 26.58 x an hour. Not bad. Actually, I don't know if I round it. Not bad considering only one apothecary again. So the RNG turned out to be actually decent. I really am beginning to understand now that the first 100 map session had really bad RNG. I mean, especially, you know, if I hadn't got the apothecary, it was really bad, even aside from only getting one apothecary. So this one here is not too bad. It's 26.6. I'll probably just call this 26x an hour. Yeah, 26x an hour on the tally anyway. So actually no, I will call it 27 because I rounded the 22. Well, I'll figure out what I say. I'm not sure if I'm rounding it up or down. I'll figure that out because I'm, you know, trying to be as accurate as I can on the last portion when we go through the final results. But yeah, that's the number, 26.6 basically. Per hour. So now I am going to do the gambling portion, which will be a ton of stacked decks. How many stacked decks is that anyway? It's going to be a lot. Jesus Christ, 734. That might be higher than I've ever had before. This is going to be an exciting one because I'm doing Awaken Multi-Strike support, and I'm doing 4 Awaken Enlighten support, and an Awaken and Power support. So way more currency embedded into the gems than ever before. The Mantra of Flames, this is me just kind of giving up on trying to make profit off of double corrupting shields and items and stuff. Just personal upgrade, really. It's just going to come down to a personal upgrade because I have a Corrupted Blood cannot be inflicted, implicit perfect Mantra of Flames. It's actually not that inconceivable that I could upgrade this if I just hit, you know, this corruption plus one other that's not useless. It's not really that big of a deal, but this is basically what we've come down to on my character in terms of potential upgrades. Nobody else is double corrupting these, so it's not really going to be for profit. Yeah, so anyway, this is some huge gambling coming your way, so enjoy. It's coming very quickly because obviously I'm going to splice this video. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh my god, almost died there. Woo! Oh my god! Personal upgrade. In your face. right out the gate. That's actually... it's actually probably about as good as I can get, honestly. Of course, the jackpot hit. I think I might actually need this for a certain potential upgrade avenue here, but Corrupted Blood as well as 2% reservation would be like absolute dream corruption. But that is massive, what I just hit there. Another enhanced support up with the quality down. Oh, that's so sick. So sick. 2 up, 1 down, none the same. That's gross. That's such a gross temple. Wow. That's so gross. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Absolutely on fire right at the start. Like, beyond on fire. Just like... I'm radiating with luck right now. Just radiating with it. I could still end up behind, though. I can't end up behind in terms of personal upgrade, but I could end up behind overall, just because the Empowered and Enlightened outweigh everything else so much. All I have to do is hit 1. I have to hit 1 Empower or 1 Enlighten, and I am super Gucci. Like, I made out like crazy, like a bandit, if I hit even 1. This comes up again. What? Well, I'm using too much RNG right now. So I've hit 3 enhances up now. That's basically the equivalent currency of hitting 1 Enlighten or Empowered support up. essentially what that is. That's disgusting, man. I've never seen RNG like this. I've never had 3 up out of 4 attempts before. That's absolutely bananas. Here we go. Let's just keep it going. Oh wow, another one that didn't hit or brick or nothing. Double avoid. The void chill. But this could actually be pretty good too, because a lot of people that are using this will use
My mana is gone.
avoid, chill, or frozen for like as one of their enchantments. Like I do. I personally use it for that reason. So somebody might want like the duplicate avoid. That is gross. That's actually gross too. It's obviously not nearly as good as corrupted blood immunity, but we're back with the results of the gambling portion. And I was just mentioning a second ago, it's identical results in this terms of how many up, how many down. 4 up, 3 down, and 6 stayed the same. You can see here that actually I'm extremely unlucky with how the spread happened. The only ones that went up were the cheaper gems rather. But that's okay. Not too worried about it. All the Enlightened support stayed the same. 1 went down. The Empower support stayed the same. 3 Enhanced support. I decided to do the cheaper gems first, and I just got explosively good RNG starting off, and I just got bad RNG at the end. And just kind of how it is. So we got all the stack decks here ready to go. I will actually corrupt these. I was planning to do that, you know, just in case I hit 4 on these, which I did not. I'm not even sure these are worth selling, but for now, I'll just throw them in. And we got a ton of stack decks to do. What was it, like 734? Oh, before I guess I'll say on this, I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure I came out down on this because the Empower and Enlighten supports are so valuable that even with like getting better than usual RNG on the ups and downs because of how I did the gems, I just needed 1 of these higher value gems to go up, and I would have made so much currency. It's ridiculous. But all of them failed. All 5 of the really valuable ones failed. So sadly, it's done. And the Awaken multi-strike support basically doubled the currency on this from like 16 exalts to 30 exalts. Something like that.
My mana
so
is gone.
Nothing insane. Let's get to the stack deck extravaganza. Where I'm actually on Japan's round this time, so opening them up won't be quite as annoying. Way more stack decks than usual to open here. No, I don't even think I've ever seen that one. Synthesis. I would like to break this string of bad stack deck RNG on stream. Always seems to be better off stream. Don't know why that is. Yeah. I said maybe an Apothecary from the stack decks. I have had that happen once before. Off stream. Most of the stack decks I've opened this league have been off stream though, even though you've seen me open a ton of them. I never buy these, by the way. I've never, ever. I don't think I've ever once bought a single stack deck on trade. I have sold them before, like back in the first couple of leagues I played. I didn't even bother opening them. I wasn't really sure how to like price things and mess with all that. Now I have a much stronger understanding about how, you know, what happens when you get this random divination card you don't know anything about. Well, you know, I know enough about the game now that I can kind of get a sense of its value. I obviously have the app open to help me identify its value. Even if I'm still not sure after that, I can go on the trade site. I have enough game knowledge that I can identify price fixing when it's taking place, and yeah, so it's nice. Hey, that's not a bad card. Almost an exalt. I have not ran a single tropical island this league except to complete my atlas. Right quick. I was actually meaning to run the tropical island at some point, but when I saw that the value of simulacrums is just so low, it just keeps getting lower every league. Like literally every league. It's less and less and less and less. For one reason or another. Last league it was because too many scarabs were dropping out of altars, and in this league it's because it's actually on the Kirac crafting bench, I guess. One in chat says you're likely to lose on average currency by opening them. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. Fun though, gambling. I mean, the amount of currency you would lose on average from opening them is pretty marginal, I imagine. I imagine it's to like 98% of the value at least by opening them. A Dragon's Heart. Lord have mercy. So why can't I get a brother stash? You know, that's actually an interesting point. I don't think I've ever seen a brother stash out of a stack deck before. That's like one of the high value cards I've never seen before. I've also never seen a House of Mirrors from a stack deck either. I've never seen a House of Mirrors drop anywhere ever. Not a big surprise. I mean, it's extraordinarily rare card. Second scout. See, like, what are the statistical odds of me seeing like 2 scouts come out of here? That is so weird. The statistical odds of that must be just outlandishly low. That would get 2 scouts out of like 200 stack decks. Wow. You say tropical islands are good? Yeah, tropical island always reminds me of Nemesis 3 farming. That was really enjoyable. That was when I was really first started dipping my toes in like ultra high end juicing content. Nemesis 3, Nemesis 4, Delhi Mirror, Tropical Islands. Man, those were the days. It was like 4 leagues ago, 3 leagues ago. Just 3 leagues ago, I guess. Or no, 2 leagues ago. Yeah, that was in Scourge League too. Well, if I'm not mistaken, these results are pretty bad right now. Even with a couple scout cards there on the field, it's just not enough really to... You kind of have to hit like
My mana is gone.
a really big card. I mean, this is kind of how stack decks go. It's always going to be losing until you hit something crazy like an Apothecary. The only time you're ever going to like open them and be coming out well ahead. Test something. Yeah, okay. How could I not drop that there? Alright, we're not done yet. We're almost done. But I had an astronomical number of these. Apparently I ran a lot of Divination card Sentinels. Not really realizing it. Oh, Abandoned Wealth. Okay. That's actually a pretty good card. Like an X and a half, almost. I like seeing that. Right? Isn't that right? Or no. No, it's half an X. Oops. I had it confused with the luring bounty. I sometimes get those two cards confused. Where does abandoned wealth actually drop? Like, is there a specific map that card drops? It used to be labeled under precinct, but I discovered the hard way that it doesn't actually drop there. At least not under normal circumstances. Getting near the end. Ten cards. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Well, folks, there's the
My mana is
results
gone.
of the div gambling. Not so great. I mean, I guess it's a lot better than previous results that I've been doing on stream. So I guess all in all, actually, it's kind of funny. This 100 map session, my gambling RNG was technically a fair bit better than the previous 100 map sessions. However, in the previous 100 map sessions, I definitely made a lot more currency from the gambling than this time, due to circumstances. So yeah, take that for what it is. Basically, I'm just looking forward to getting the next 100 maps out of the way. I'll probably be on in a couple days to start that. So you know you can count on me coming out with another video in the near future. And hopefully we can get one of these 100 map sessions where like 3 or 4 apothecaries drops. And we'll be back up in the 40x an hour range, or even higher potentially. That's all I got for you, folks. That is it for this video. I will absolutely see you on the next one. You can always tune into the Twitch live stream to see it live and ask the questions if you get the opportunity. And I'm now actually going to turn to my chat and see if they have anything else to say. But for now, I'll say goodbye to YouTube and see you guys later.